Hi, I'm Charlotta.
And I'm Vicky, and welcome to the School of Pattern Cutting.
In this fashion chat, we're going to look at Elsa Schiaparelli and how she used darts in her specific Elsa Schiaparelli sort of abstract.
But it's kind of like it's very avant-garde. Yeah. It's very
artistic.
It's very artistic. She was friends with Picasso and the surrealists and all of that. And I think that's really interesting. And you can see that reflected in her garments.
Yes, so her darts are sort of more very considered, aren't they? Proper styled elements, and we like them as well because they're sort of darts we actually looked at in our Darts Essential course, which you can find below, which is a free course showing you all about darts. But this is, for example, it looks really clever, it has a print. It's
an embroidery. This is from her circus collection, isn't it? So these are embroidered on. But if you sort of try to ignore the embroidery for now, you can see we have twin darts and an extra dart up here. So this is exactly what we sort of to go through in the course, like actually analysing garments and actually thinking it might be lots of glitter and buttons, but underneath the jacket actually looks like this. It's got your centre front. They're quite tall darts on the front, aren't they, as well? So this is a fitted jacket.
Yeah, very high waist, I think, as well.
Yeah, and what I really like as well is how the darts fit into the pocket, and then you can almost see how they almost come out parallel at the bottom of the pocket, don't they?
But so that weird of pocket shape is the darts. So the darts are actually like they're twin darts. So I move away from your bust point. And then she's got another dart up here. So and as Vicky said, then something...
Well, I think the pocket is shaped...
There's no seam.
There's no waist seam. Yeah. But this pocket is shaped to bizarrely add that sort of cup shape, isn't it? But then those darts sort of disappear into that
think
pocket.
they sort of finish right at the bottom of the pocket, isn't it?
So the pocket's disguising the bottom of the dart.
And then if you use a different colour, your pocket would so sit on top of here.
But very, very nice. And then the embroidery is done. I mean, the embroidery is done on the flat fabric. It's not done on the garment because you can see how the horses are cut across the
top
pocket.
of the dart. But it's really clever how they're basically sitting on top of the twin darts. So the darts are completely symmetrical, and then you got these sort of horses on top.
Yeah, it's obviously it's couture, so it's all made. It's all made bespoke.
But you could think the same if you have a striped fabric. The twin darts would create really interesting lines, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so it could cut across the stripe really nicely. And like you said, don't get flummoxed by sort of all the frippery around it. But that is a very nice shaped hourglass garment, isn't it?
So let's have a look at a contemporary one, which is quite interesting because it's a really simple dress. It's got a waist seam.
Because you look at it and you think that this is cut, there should be a seam here, don't you? When you first glance at it.
So it's got a really high square neck.
So it's like this, isn't it? So it's got a nice square neck.
Yes, it's gone slightly out. I've always found it really flattering. Then a really tight normal armhole.
Yeah.
Then I think it's a normal shape on the waist.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, because it just comes down normally.
But then they've created a centre front seam, which then goes out and then you can see there's a bust darts next to it. So at the bust level, I think it sort of slightly goes out.
So you've got like that, haven't you?
Yeah.
And they've got their cutout.
And then it goes down to nothing with a seam.
Yeah, like that with a seam there. But then they've got these
two darts.
They've got a pair of darts that they sit up here like this, don't they?
And I wonder whether they even done it. Yeah, it's either one or two. You can't see. It's a black print. It looks like, because from here side it looks like two, and here it looks one. So it could be either. What they might have done, which would be very clever, is wrong neck, is to do some of the shaping through a triangle.
Yeah, through that centre panel, so you can get some of the darts coming into there.
So it might actually look like, rather than it being closed, so this would be a complete design element, but it might actually look like this when it's done. And then you stitch it together.
And then that brings your volume in at the waist, doesn't it?
And then it has either one or two darts, making it even tighter.
Yeah.
So that's what's quite nice about looking at pictures and drawing it out. But you think, this is how you would draw it first of all. When you think, that triangle,
but also
make it fit in between your...
When you first see it, you think there's going to be a seam across there. And then you realise by looking at the print that you've got that centre front seam. So actually, you'd put that centre front seam in for a reason, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So that.
And I wonder whether if you did enough shaping down here, you could probably get rid of that seam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know? Because if you move it away enough at the bottom, you don't need it.
Yeah, that's a possibility, isn't it?
So there's always, that's what's nice about looking at garments. You might start thinking you have to do it one way, but then change your mind. So let's have a look at our vintage one, which is this is more like a asymmetric dart. Yeah. So not, the last one was a sort of geometric dart. This becomes really asymmetric and slightly biased, I think.
Yeah, I think it's slightly biased. And also you've got this sort of fake cowl neck here.
Yeah, or it could be a scarf at the back. So the US Vicky is a really fitted cowl neck, which you've got a video about.
Or it could drape on the back, couldn't it?
Mm-hmm. But this is slightly different dart. In our essential dart course, we have got one dart which is sort of as asymmetric curve, which I really like because it's really clever but easy to make. So let's just I have a try drawing it. So it's a mixture of darts, and I think it's got an attached sleeve as well. So it might actually, rather than draw the darts first.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's an attached sleeve. I think there's a seam happening here as well.
Yes, it's completely asymmetric, which is nice.
It's quite unusual as well because it's quite tricky to wear asymmetric, but when you get it right, it's really nice.
Because often if I do stuff around the bust line, it always looks wonky, like you slipped.
Yeah.
But this is actually really flattering, I think. So it goes sort of part towards your bust point, and then it goes like this. And then you got sort of, as we said, you got some sort of volume happening there. To give you this drape around your neck. So I think that's very flattering as a drape around your neck. And then what's actually quite interesting, because this is curved, isn't it? It looks straight, but it's slightly curved. And then the third one is into the side seam, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is about getting rid of your darts and changing them. So your darts have moved. So by moving your darts into there, it probably would look like this. So you got, that's your sort of dart volume moved out of it.
Yeah. So you very cleverly move that dart volume around. But giving you
something moved into here, for example.
I think so. But then if you look again at these set-in sleeves, so then very cleverly, this has become a sleeve.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a seam sort of cutting in here. So very clever sleeves. And I think, but that's something we can look at later on, isn't it? So.
But this is just a really interesting asymmetric sleeve. And I'm going to show you one more dart from Schiaparelli, which we like, but it's a bit bonkers.
Yeah, very bonkers.
So I think part of it's probably how it's worn as well and styled, because it's quite old, I think. So it's off the garments, but you can see how you got a sense. And this is where actually looking at garments and photos can be quite tricky. Because it's
well, you sort of have to compensate in your mind about what's going on and where it is. So, but what we've got here is we've got a centre front seam. You can see that quite clearly on this common,
and it's got a lovely keyhole and sort of. And
I really like this little sort of stand-up collar with the keyhole. Very nice. And then you sort of look at it and you think, well, there must be some darts in there somewhere.
Because I think you can see it down here, because it's like a print, but then the darts become pockets into nothing there. And then I think if you look at the flower print, there's a dart there.
There's a dart running up sort of over the pocket, isn't there? And then up here through that flower print, because that rose is only half there. And, this is the advantage would be to see the garment.
Yes, but
we haven't. But I think I reckon there's a lot of darts on the back as well to pull in the volume.
But it always used to be like, if you see something in a shop. Yeah. But with something like that, you might be able to see in a museum. But otherwise, you can. But on the other hand, if you don't know exactly how it's made, you can make your own version.
You can take a good guess about. You can think about how Schiaparelli designed garments.
I think it's got quite low sleeves, so the sleeves might be more like this, isn't it?
There's definite volume at the top of those sleeves, isn't there?
And then. So it looks really complicated, but I think the darts itself are probably like this. The reason I chose it, I think it's nice how they go into the pocket, so they're longer.
And then this is a pocket here, isn't
it? So it goes like this.
Well, I think that makes them very elegant, because then the bottom of the dart is actually having a function, isn't it?
Yes.
So it sits into the pocket rather than just stopping.
And then here I probably just created more volume, so you then split into there and you move it out. And it creates a weird sort of pleat as well. Yeah, so these are... Sorry.
I was going to say, what was also really interesting, about this, is that the fabric is upside down.
Yeah.
So they've played with the fact that it's obviously a fabric with a border, and they've turned
down,
it. Yeah. I think that's really exciting. So you get this zigzag shape falling across the fabric.
So again, as we said, it's asymmetric, but in a sort of quite a flattering way.
Very clever.
Yeah. So this is our favourite Schiaparelli darts. I think some are really nice and straightforward, and you could sort of wear them as anything, and some are more interesting.
Well, some are more complicated as well. Or you may take elements of it, and I think that's what's really, really important with all these talking about darts, is that you take the ones that you choose.
Exactly. So if this has made you excited about darts, check out our Darts Essential course. But whatever you do, happy drafting. If you have enjoyed this video and want to take your pattern cutting to the next level, please sign up to our free Darts Essential course. It has fantastic video tutorials and lots of diagrams. If you're interested, please click in the description below and sign up for free.